Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome to Age of Wonders 4. You guys voted in a poll, and you asked me to play another game. And so here we are. As Ashenel the Lawbringer, we are playing the humanoid Reavers, and we have come to cleanse this world of civilization. We are humans that are hearty, so we get extra 10 hit points on all of our units. We are tenacious, so the damage penalties from casualties are halved. Basically, when a unit sustains damage, members of the unit are lost, and every member lost lowers the damage output. So we suffer half the penalty, which means we can do more damage as we take damage. We are barbarians, which means we're focused heavily on first strikes, doing a lot of damage in the first few turns of battle. We have a focus on food and infantry production, as well as having access to the Ritual of Alacrity, which will allow us to move our armies around the map quite easily. We are prolific swarmers, which is giving us an extra +1 rank on our tier 1 units. All of our cities will grow 10% faster, or rather, require 10% less food, which is actually faster than 10% faster. We start with an extra tier 1 unit, and all of our non-magic origin units require 20% less upkeep. We're also adept settlers, so we have +1 city cap, founding cities costs less Imperium, and newly founded cities will gain +1 population. Our capital city starts with +1 population as well, which is quite handy. It's one of my favorite bonuses. We're also going to have the starting magic of the Fury of the Horde, which gives all of our friendly tier 1 units +1 strengthened, which is a 10% damage buff, and the Song of the Reckless, which makes one of our units go berserk, which means they are now uncontrollable and they are 30% stronger, which is a very, very fun opening hand. We are playing as the Tome of the Horde, and we are here to reset civilization. We are playing on brutal mode, which is why you can see there's a tier 4 unit inside this thing over here. Normally, you don't start with tier 4 units right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and scout this. Yeah, this is what I thought. I thought there would be a whole bunch of entwined thralls there. So, we've got quite a few things that we need to handle. This is our army stack, and this is as far as we can move. I want to be able to take on this. I would like that knowledge stash straight away. Speaking of knowledge, we should pick a research. One of the most important things for us to get online early, I believe, is both Spawn King and Blaze of the Horde. These are two really, really good early game abilities for our faction. I'm going to go ahead and lock Blaze of the Horde, which does hurt me because I'm using up my precious mana. Let me actually cancel that lock. I need that mana for this first battle. So I'm going to go ahead and just research. I should really, yeah, I'll go for Blaze of the Horde. I need that direct damage to be able to win early battles. So in terms of managing our capital city of Axtusk, which I will rename to the Root of Chaos because we are the forces of chaos. This is an entirely land-based map, and we're going to be running around, blowing up these endless fields, clearing out the entire world, blowing up cities, resettling them with our own population, and just generally being a nuisance to the world. We're going to immediately start recruiting another Sunderer. The Sunderer is a very, very powerful unit. We'll talk more about that once we actually get to use them. Warriors are okay, but they're not amazing. We can place a building down, and I think I would like to focus on getting this pasture online, so I may plop a farm on that pasture. I think that would be a reasonable thing to do. We'll pop a little farm on that pasture, and then that will allow me to build the workshop, because building a farm will boost this, and that'll get me an extra 10 draft and 10 production. Draft is quite a hard resource to actually get, so we're going to be focusing heavily on buildings that give us draft, like the Battle Ritual site. So the workshop and the Battle Ritual site, those are going to be the first two things that I'm looking to build. Workshop gives me draft and production. Draft is used to recruit units, and we're going to need a lot of units. Production is used to build buildings, and we're going to need at least some buildings to get our draft up so we can recruit more units. We only have 25 draft right now, so a workshop giving you 10 draft is actually a pretty damn good boost. We are a Wizard King, so we're hitting pretty heavily based on magic here. What is this? This is a production stash. We'll maybe pick that up next turn. Let's get into position for this battle. And the first battle of the game will be against a Gortusk Piglet and 4 entwined thralls. Now, if I auto-combat this, we will probably lose a unit. Actually, what? We didn't lose a unit. I'm going to just take that outcome, because now I can dip my people back into my capital city to get the 25 healing per turn. Units outside of your capital in terrain that allows them to heal. That was actually an amazing outcome for that battle. But units that are outside your capital or outside of your territory will only heal 5 health per turn. However, if you put units inside your territory, they'll heal 25 health per turn. You can see there 25 total health regeneration due to friendly domain. So that's really fantastic. So that's actually an incredibly successful first turn, the fact that we got that little bit of research. I didn't quite speed up Blaze of the Horde, but it did fill the bar up slightly. Now, what have we got here? We've got a pasture. If we blow up this pasture, we could probably get another tile improvement in our city. Do I have enough money to rush this Sunderer? I'm going to rush this Sunderer so that I have a slightly stronger army, because I feel like this fight will be a little bit harder. We're up against 2 tier 2 units. Let's bring our army forward and blast. Now, if I auto-combat this, I'm likely to lose something. No. Okay. Dude, I'm just getting the auto-combat resolves right now. That's amazing. So we managed to pick up 77 food and the Visor of Farsight. I'm going to go open the hero screen. I'm going to give that to my hero. And let's talk about this hero because she just leveled up. She has the Staff of Blight as well as the Sap Strength ability. The Staff of Blight is pretty straightforward. It has a 60% chance of inflicting poison. And the Sap Strength ability is a AoE debuff that weakens enemies so they do less damage, that then strengthens this character based on the number of weakened debuffs she inflicts. I'm going to be building her as a support hero. So Battle Seeker training is going to probably be the name of the day. All tier 1 units in this RB will gain 20% damage to their attacks. Now, let me just go ahead and put that in perspective because it's about time we started talking about the Sunderer and why they're so damn good. The Sunderer is a very spammable, very powerful unit. The Sunderer has a ranged javelin attack because they are skirmishers. They are hybrid melee ranged. Hybrid melee ranged units are incredibly powerful because they can be useful in a variety of situations. The Javelin is a 4-ranged, 16 damage attack that inflicts Sunder defense. And the important thing here is that it's not a percentage chance to inflict Sunder defense, it just always inflicts it. This lowers the enemy's resistance to damage, which allows them to then follow up with their incredibly powerful triple melee strike ability for up to 36 damage, which then again gets multiplied by the negative defense that they inflict. Okay, so very, very powerful unit, the Thunderer. Very, very powerful. They have Primal Strike too, so the first time they melee strike, they do an extra blight damage. They're slippery, so they do not trigger opportunity attacks when they're getting out of people's zone of control, which makes them very hard to chase down, and they're swift. So very, very good hit and run unit that's really, really good at ripping apart stereotypical melee chasing units. Let's have a look. Do we want to try to clear this production stash as well? We've got what looks like, yeah, I think clearing the production stash would be good. What I would really like is some early gold, but it doesn't look like we're going to have an opportunity to do that. I'm going to dip all my units back into my capital city to get a little bit of healing. And here's the thing, if I can get away with auto-resolving battles, I'm just going to make that choice. Now, the Root of Chaos can steal another province, can gather up another province. I really need the gold income, I think, but I'm going to go ahead and opt. Yeah, I think I need this gold income. So I'm going to go ahead and build a mine right here. This will get my gold income up. 15 gold per turn, that'll really help. But anyway, with the Battle Seeker training, these guys now do 20 damage with their javelins and 15 damage with their melee strikes. So really, really quite powerful. Right, let's bring our hero forward to get in range of this. And then we'll use our scout to initiate the battle. I'm hoping this can auto-resolve peacefully. Okay, this was a little bit harder of a fight, so I'm going to go ahead and fight this manually. And now I get to see the power of the skirmisher. All right, let's see what our enemies do. They kind of approach cautiously. I want to get up in their face and I want to ideally shield bash the snake. So let's get up to here. We'll shield bash the snake. That'll prevent him from taking an action next turn. I'm going to drop the AoE sap strength to weaken them and get 6 stacks of strength on my hero. Now the maximum number of stacks is 5. So that's a 50% damage increase, which will mean this magic blast will do work. So we've massively sapped their strength, so they can't do quite as much. Let's rush forward with our skirmishers. And I need to do damage to the piggy to sunder his defense for the purpose of making it easier to kill him. But I also need to kill this snake. So I'm going to rush forward and actually jump into melee with this snake using my skirmisher to get that big fat damage primal strike on him. I totally forgot to cast Fury of the Horde. I'll probably cast it next turn, it'll be fine. Right, let's cast Fury of the Horde. Boom, that'll buff most of my army. Then I'm going to overchannel and cast another Fury of the Horde so that we get a double strengthened. I want you to rush forward and quick stab this guy to take away his retaliation. Now, you're poisoned, so I just really don't want you to take any more damage, so I'm going to pull you just out of the fight. You did your job. You tanked a hit from this Dread Spider hatchling. Let's take out these spiders. There's a chance we get poisoned. It's not the end of the world if we do. And we will take out these piggies as well. Boom. Easy clap. And then we'll take out the snake with our big old attacks. That is the power of strengthening all your dudes, and then we'll rush forward and kill these. So you can see, our build is all about dishing out damage and just killing things so quickly that we survive. We just don't give our enemies an opportunity to hurt us. That's basically the idea of our build. Now, we did just finish building the workshop of the Root of Chaos. I would like to build the battle ritual site, but instead I'm going to build the vendor because I need that plus 10 gold income, because my gold income right now is pretty rough. I'm also going to go ahead and get myself a second warrior, and then this should round out my early game stack. 2 melee plus 4 range units. That is a pretty good composition early game. Oh, there's a bunch of gold over here we can pick up. That's very nice. Now, we're a little bit hurt going into this fight, but that shouldn't be a big deal. We are going up against poison needles and all this kind of stuff, but I feel like with the Fury of the Horde, like even an auto combat should go really well for us here. Yeah, perfect, right? No units lost, and we clear the thing. We get a bunch of food. Hero leveled up. Literally couldn't have been a better outcome. So I think strength training for another 10% damage across our stack here is quite good. I'll take that ability. So now we're up to 21 damage on the javelins and 16 damage on the melee strikes. The Root of Chaos can annex another province. I will go ahead and grab myself a Forester, and by grabbing that Forester we can grab the Battle Ritual site, which gives us a very small boost to our knowledge income, but more importantly it'll give us a nice boost to our draft income, allowing us to continue to draft a huge amount of units. And then we may as well build a storehouse after that because it is boosted, and it'll be 10 food income, allowing us to continue to grow this city. It's time for our first empire development. However, we don't need to get the Call of Chaos yet, so we're going to just hold on to our Imperium. I don't really see a point in a lot of the abilities. You don't need to spend them straight away. Okay. If I had been thinking, I would have grabbed this. So what I'm going to do with my Imperium instead is I'm going to spend Imperium and grab myself a second Forester so that I can move inside my domain and heal an extra tick. I wouldn't have been able to make it inside my domain if I didn't do that. These are like the sort of small early game optimizations that you need to do to keep your army going. So I want to scout to the north, and we have found the free city of Slam Pit, and I would like to rush up there and kill this city. Actually, to be honest with you, maybe we should just give it a Whispering Stone and take it over passively. Yeah, it should be fine. We'll take over that city. Blaze of the Horde. We've just finished researching. So this is going to give us a direct damage spell to influence battles, which I'm very happy about. We could get Vision of Victory, which gives all friendly units in a 1 hex radius 3 fortune, which is a 30% crit chance. That's really powerful. The Houndmaster is a really good unit, and the Wayfinder enchantment does make your scouts faster, but I think Vision of Victory, we would definitely want to focus on winning battles to keep our momentum up, get this hero leveled up, and just keep, you know, generally momentum up on the board state. The good news is we have our second warrior ready to join the stack. These guys must be close to leveling up to elite, which will give them actually some pretty strong bonuses, mostly damage for the skirmishers and defense for the swords guys. All right, let's have a look. Right, we got some skirms. Let's bring you forward. I think we can clear this without issue. We'll just auto combat it. Yeah, this should be an easy clear. People leveled up as well. We did actually get an Ice Spider, which is a tier 2 elemental fighter unit. Now my skirmishers have more movement than the rest of my units, so I'm going to pop them back into the city. I'm going to pop you back into the city. These warriors are a little bit slower, so I'm going to pop these guys back to the city to get healed. Skirmishers are great because they have fast movement. You can see the regular warriors, they only have 32 movement, whereas the skirmisher has a movement range of 40. And so, in order to upgrade the movement speed of my army, I'll probably grab myself another couple of skirmishers to fill out my army stack. Here's a really important ability that's going to get very useful for us as the game goes on. Our tier 1 units will cost 30% less upkeep, which means they are now at the 50% upkeep cap. So normally these Sunderers would cost 8 gold per turn, now costing 4, and it cannot go lower than that. That is the lowest. In some sense, I actually don't like the fact that I have this Ice Spider because it's going to hurt my unit. The upkeep, right, being mana means that I now have less mana to spend in battle, which means I'm going to need to get myself a quarry, which I didn't want to have to do this early to get a shrine, which means I need to spend this Imperium, figure out where I want to put that quarry. I guess I'll put it here. That's fine for now. And then we'll get started on the shrine. I'm going to prioritize the shrine because I really need that mana income to keep up my map momentum. So I want to clear out this army stack, but I'm worried about this because she has the Seduce ability, which allows her to mind control my units, and that can be kind of tough to deal with. The thing is, if I can kill her, I shouldn't lose a unit. Oh wow, we're just auto-resolving. God, we have like the auto-resolve god army. We get 71 food for the capital as well as cusses, which will give our hero +1 armor. Very nice. And she leveled up. She's currently level 4. She's almost level 5. She'll almost get an ultimate ability. I'm going to go ahead and take... Inspiring Leader wouldn't actually do anything for me right now because my units are already at minimum upkeep. I'll take Defensive Training for the +1 defense and +1 resistance. That's like a 10% health effective health increase for my entire army, which is especially useful for these guys because they already have really high defense. And the higher your defense is, you know, generally getting more defense allows you to go even further. We could clear out this node here. The gold vein would be nice. What if I were to spend 12 gold to bring up an extra Sunderer to assist in the battle? I think that would be helpful. And then auto combat. Yeah, look at that. Man, we have the auto combat army. Oh, nice. We just found the Wand of Magic Missile, which is a long-range bolt that cannot miss. Perfect. So already we've actually picked up so much more equipment than we did in our other game, just from clearing these things out. It really goes to show you how important it is to have like an early game focused army. Now this Druid of the Cycle is quite difficult to deal with because they just have a chance to automatically kill a unit with an action, which is very, very scary. And then they can also revive units. You can see here, life from death. When this unit kills another, its cooldowns are reset. So that's really terrifying. Really, 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 really scary. Let's bring the Ice Spider back with this Elemental. We'll go ahead and we'll try to fight this, I think. Yeah, there's a bunch of skirmishers. Let's see how we do. We actually managed to clear it without even a problem. I don't know how I'm the auto-resolve god army, dude. I'm playing on brutal, right? I'm pretty sure I am. So we got more food, as well as the Mace of Smiting, which is a tier 2 one-handed weapon that deals +4 damage to fiends and undead. That'll be quite handy when we are going up against those guys. My ruler has leveled up, getting her ultimate ability. Ooh, Mass Rejuvenation. This is fantastic. At 2 AoE, 10 HP heal with regen stacks, I will take Mass Rejuve. Let's also have a look here. Yep, we're going to go ahead and take endurance training. We also want precision training for that 10% accuracy and 10% critical chance, but I'm going to take the endurance training first because that 15 hit points is really going to make our tier 1 units that much stronger. Like, these skirmishers have 91 health. Consider the fact that a skirmisher starts with 60. So these have 50% more health and another armor and like 40% more damage, and they're champions. So like, these units are just way stronger than they have any right to be at this phase of the game. And this is the goal. The goal is to use a swarm of cheap, low-tier units and turn them into an unstoppable horde. Now, I'm seeing the edge of an infestation over here to the left, so I will go ahead and take the Call of Chaos. That will give me a free unit when I clear an infestation. And I think it's about the time that we started considering settling a city. Let me take this Sunderer and peek over here. Okay, we found an NPC army. Let's make sure that we're inside the battle range with our main stack. Our main stack is a little bit hurt, but that's okay. What do we got here? We got a hero. Oh, wow. That's actually a really scary bandit camp. We have a hero, an entwined protector, a couple of floral stingers, and an entwined thrall. Okay, we might not be able to clear this, but we'll do our best. Auto combat shouldn't be a problem. Perfect. The only time I'll manually fight a battle is if I lose a unit, because I just really can't afford to lose units. I can afford to lose a little bit of HP. That's fine. All right, let's keep making Sunderers. We basically never want to stop producing Sunderers. We have finished researching Visions of Victory, and Summon Irregulars is a fantastic spell because it allows us to reinforce our armies on the front line. It allows us to turn mana into military. We have managed to finish negotiating with Slampit. We now have a pact of cooperation, which allows us to trade with them. We could get focus crystals. We could get astral dew. I think I like the idea of trading 4 gold for 10 draft. That'll let us recruit units faster, so I'll take that deal. And they should reach the pact of loyalty in 5 turns. My armies are a little bit hurt, I think, before I'm going to go into this battle. Now, I do have mass rejuvenation, but I think I would like to spend 1 turn healing inside my territory. I'm going to build another mine in this city. Then I will build the Ancestral Seer Hall because I care about draft more than anything. Then I care about the Granary because I want to grow the city. And then I care about the Town Hall because I want to be able to annex more tiles, and I also want to be able to recruit tier 2 units. It would be good to have a War Shaman or 2 just because they give a little bit of AoE healing to your army. So let's pop the main stack back for a turn of healing. They should be able to get within the combat range. Or maybe not, we'll see. I might have messed up there. I might have cost myself a turn. That's kind of the danger of like try to over-optimize your movements. I do like the idea of soil tenders to get +5 food from farms, but I also need to prepare to settle another city, and I think I would like to settle it down here to the south because there's a really nice set of resources here. So I can block recruitment in my capital. I can get rid of my Wand of Magic Missile and immediately get the Pact of Loyalty, or I can do a 50-50 shot of gaining the loyalty. I'm going to do a 50-50 shot here. I'll flip a coin. Success. Okay, so we just got the Pact of Loyalty with them for essentially free. We flipped a coin and now we managed to boost them. So they'll be my vassal in 5 turns, and I'll probably look to annex them. The reason I want to annex them is because they already have Astral Dew and Focus Crystals inside their territory, and they're honestly in a pretty good position, right? They've got like potential land nearby that looks pretty decent actually. So why wouldn't I? And I'm pretty sure they can eventually reach that layer of silk. That's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they can easily reach that layer of silk. The only thing is that the city is like a little bit constrained. So eventually it'll have to take tiles from the Root of Chaos if it's to continue to grow. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, we found this free city that is insolent, meaning that it wants to be at war with me. So we'll be looking to blow those guys up in the near future. In fact, that'll probably be one of my first early targets of war. I'll make my way over there in the near future. I'm going to recruit one more warrior and one more Sunderer, and then I'll get 2 pathfinders to let me explore my nearby regions. I'm definitely going to take battlefield looting, plus 3 gold per unit tier of the units killed in combat. This will help sustain my armies. Eventually, as my army continues to grow to an absurd size, because I'm going to be just continuously recruiting nearly every turn, as my army grows to an absurd size, the amount of resources that it will require to be upkept would just grow to some astronomical figure. Okay, so Ashenel the Lawbringer is about to engage the Marauder Guard. Let's go ahead and take that fight. We took a very small amount of damage, which I'm very happy about. Now we're going to take on the Brigand Camp. I'm going to auto-combat this, but if I lose units, I'll manually fight it. We lost no units, which I'm totally happy with. We got 66 gold for clearing it, and then another 66 gold, 93 production, 83 mana, the Wand of Blizzards, which is an always hits 6 range, 1 hex AoE frost damage ability. And we also got a Razorback and a Frost Shield. Hell yeah. So I tell you what, I'll cancel one of these Sunderers, and we will bring the Razorback as an animal. Now that we have so many animals, it's kind of tempting to go for an animal build. But the Razorback is kind of a hybrid melee range unit in the sense that it has quill hides, which makes melee attackers take physical damage, but it doesn't really have an actual melee attack. It does have the quill shot, which is really nice because it inflicts bleed. I'm really tempted to try to clear the mirror fields over here. Do I want to build an outpost? We just finished researching these summon a regular spell, so I'm going to go ahead and select a new research. We can do one more research, and it's got to be Spawnkin. We absolutely need to be casting that very early into the game. The basic premise here is that it'll just give us a 20% damage increase and also increase the number of units in our formations. Now that we have summon regulars, we can convert mana into units at a direct, like, one-to-one, like 60 mana turns into 1 unit, if you know what I mean, like anywhere on the map. We also collected the remains of Fadhir the Defender, and he had a barbed shield as well as a battle axe, so he had a lot. He was a bleed-based hero. He also had the chestplate of vitality and a horse. I think I'll sell his remains to get his his thingies. Oh my god, what are the word? To get his items. Let's take this hero stack to the mirror fields. I'll also bring this skirmisher as a replacement. We'd like to clear this. It would be nice to get control of it because it's worth 5 Imperium and 20 mana per turn. We have met Tiana Greyblood. She is a fanatic isolationist. She is the Ashen Fae. She's wary and she's at peace with us. I'm going to go ahead and send her a welcome gift. There's no, like, if I can get allies, I will take them. But I'm not going to try very hard to get allies. I'm happy to stand alone. So the mirror fields, this battle is typically quite difficult if you don't have a lot of mana in stock because the enemies will have the mirror shield ability active. If you look here, Mirror Veil makes enchanted units reflect 50% of the non-physical damage back onto attackers. So we're likely to lose a unit or two here in this battle because it's quite a tough one. Like, even if I auto-combat this, I would expect to lose a unit. Oh, wow. Okay. 33 gold collected and basically no units lost. Okay. I think I may have accidentally, like, developed the strongest auto-resolve army in human history. So I can gain Imperium, I can gain Research, or I can gain gold. I think gold is the thing that fuels my army, so that's what I'm going to take. I'm going to pop over here. I'm going to build an outpost so that we can annex that Mirror Veil nice and early to get that Imperium income flowing. And we have found another free city down here, Grotheim. I think Grotheim is going to be the first city that we kill. I've decided upon it. Grotheim is public enemy number 1 for my empire. We have met Arctica. She seems to show up in every single one of my games. I'll send her a welcome gift. Nice to meet you, Arctica. My ruler has leveled up to level 6. Let's go ahead and scroll down to the bottom and we will take precision training for that 10% accuracy and 10% critical chance for the entire army. Do I reckon I can clear this pig stack? Let's see. Yeah, we can clear the pig stack with an auto-resolve and a unit that was basically on no health. What is happening in these battles that I don't understand how I'm auto-resolving so well. I'm actually going to watch a battle here. Okay, so Primal Strike activates. Then what happens? I want you to auto-resolve it and show me what happens. Okay, you do the regen. You all group up. They come forward. We cast Strengthened. You debuff. All right. This all kind of makes sense. You stun him. He shield blocks. I guess the weakening spell is actually just like auto-resolve, just magic. You know what I mean? Because it just, the AoE weaken just makes it so impossible for anyone to do anything. Because like they just got a full turn and none of my units are even really hurt. Oh, there's the Primal Strike. Instantly killing someone. He's getting sundered. Blast, blast, blast. Okay, lovely. You magic missile him. He's dead. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I think this is just an auto-resolve god army. Like, seriously. Because, like, the level of destruction that we're inflicting is kind of insane. I don't even know what to say, really. Jesus. Like, I mean, I guess they technically have lifesteal. There's another regen tick. Sick. Wow, yeah, okay. I guess our army is just, like, super powerful. I'll take that. I'll take the Greaves, although I don't want the slow movement. That is not a vibe that I imbibe. We've just finished researching Spawnkin. I'm going to go ahead and select a new research. And I think this game, I would like to go for the Tome of Roots. Being able to heal units, having poison blades and poison arrows, just gives me a ton of extra blight damage. So I'll take the Tome of Roots. And we will take... I guess I would prefer poison arrows right now. The one big danger of skirmishers is that because they take both blade and arrow buffs, they get really expensive to maintain in terms of mana. So that's something we're going to have to be very careful about as the game goes on. Oh, actually, do you know what? If I annex this forester... Okay, hear me out. If I annex this forester, and then I immediately attract a population and boost the communal tent, I can actually annex this mirror field and get 22 mana per turn, plus an extra 5 Imperium. That is, like, super good. Which means I don't need this outpost, so I can cancel that and save my money. So now we can build things like the Forest of Stakes, as well as the Mob Camp. The Mob Camp being a big one because it'll make tier 1 units cheaper by 20%, as well as give me food and draft. The Forest of Stakes scales based off of the amount of adjacent foresters. So I'm thinking forester. So I'll probably put it here, the Forest of Stakes, and I'll probably put my Mob Camp right beside my capital. So let's get that Mob Camp down. Also, the Herbalist is quite good. We'll want to build that in the near future. It's plus 5 food, plus 5 mana, as well as an extra 2 food, 2 mana per adjacent forest or swamp. My ruler has leveled up. I will take the chestplate of Vitality. I can't equip a mount on her. I'll take the Wand of Blizzards, and we will scroll down to the bottom here. Spur to Action is a really nice ability. It gives basically a friendly unit all of their action points. You can do it once per battle. Pretty good. I'll take it. Which is the support skill capstone for this hero. So I'm going to go and change my leader's equipment so that I can give her a mount. I will take care of those Blessed Souls. Just show me where they are. Okay, they're over here. I should be able to clear those Blessed Souls for the quest. I'm going to detach my hero, run her to here. Oh, you can't. I was going to build an outpost here, but I guess I can't. Well, lesson learned. We found another city, Harperton. Nice to meet you. We'll probably look to clear that out as well. We found someone else. Rakshagi. He's a demonic warlord. Driven by war, he'll never surrender. He believes in extermination and expansion. So we'll say goodbye to him. I believe he is underground, so that's he lurks beneath our feet. Brilliant. Slam Pit is officially our vassal, so we've managed to acquire their abilities, namely the Focus Crystals and the Astral Dew. So it'll be not too long now before we can annex them into our empire. Can I get a good auto... No, I probably won't get a good auto-resolve because she's not in the charge of the stack. Let me pull the spider out. And then this way, I can give these guys a lot more health. They go from 64 health to 79. And now, this is a much better... Yeah, a much better outcome than we would have gotten. So that'll finish the quest. I can gain draft. I can gain production. Or I can gain Imperium. I'll take the Imperium. Imperium's a really hard currency to get by, so if you get an opportunity to get Imperium, it's usually a good idea to take it. Let's begin casting Spawnkin. This will give us a 20% damage increase on all of our units. It's going to be a huge amount of damage. And once Spawnkin is cast, I feel like we're ready to start sieging down Grothheim. Right, let's go ahead and declare war on Grothheim. Boom. Bring all our army stacks forward and begin pillaging. Pillaging is worth quite a bit, if I show you here. It's worth 75 gold for 2 turns of an action, so it's a great way to generate resources for your empire. I'm going to start building my wizard tower because I want that Imperium income. So we'll put down the foundations of a wizard tower, and I think it's about time that I started just auto-exploring. We'll go ahead and cast Spawnkin, which will significantly make my race a lot smaller, but increase the number of units that are in their formation. So now if I go ahead and click on a Sunderer, for example, if I like zoom back, you can see, look how many little dudes there are there. We've completed the mob camp, so now we can one turn tier 1 units out of this city, which means every single turn more and more hordes of units will begin pouring out of our capital, and that problem will only get worse for our enemies. Right, we just finished researching poison arrows, and I definitely want to cast this spell. This is quite tough. I don't think I care about entwined thralls. I already have a skirmisher unit that I'm really happy with, so I'm going to go ahead and research the Houndmaster because he is a pretty good unit of himself, especially when it comes to auto-resolve. For the Rally of Lieges, where I can recruit units from my vassals and from my special province improvements like the mirror fields, I'm going to recruit a war shaman and an astral keeper because I could use a couple of support units in my army. Especially the astral keeper is quite nice because, if I can show you its ability here, it has the astral blessing, which is a 25 health heal and also gives +2 lightning damage to the unit that it heals. So kind of a fun unit, and when it dies, I believe it also just heals units in an AoE. So I'll go ahead and recruit that to my capital to add those to my army, a couple of support units to provide a little bit of help. Let's go ahead and pop down another farm in the capital, which will boost a couple of extra buildings, namely things like the stonemason, which will allow us to build buildings even faster. Now I do also need to worry about the city stability, so the tavern would be nice, but I'll get the stonemason first, and then I'll grab the market to keep my gold flowing. We are now officially evil, which means we'll have a worse outcome for random negative events. And people will not like me as much. But I'm okay with that. I'm really, really okay with that. So we've got some reckless incinerators coming. I think I will agree to destroy these fiery units. We just finished researching the Houndmaster, and we can go ahead and... Do I want to get healing roots? Sure. Every now and again, a heal could be useful in battle. We will take the Lure of the Horde, which will give us a 50% chance of getting a tier 1 or 2 units when we win a battle. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the Rite of War to get a bandit army in my capital. This will be a very, very expensive to maintain army, but I can use it to clear out some of these nodes over here. It's basically a throwaway army that I can slam into battle. What I will do though, before I do that, is I will recruit a hero to lead that army. Ooh, seductive. That is a very powerful ability, to be able to take the seductive thing. Now this will cost me a lot of money. I'm going to go ahead and recruit her, but the fact that she is seductive gives her probably a lot of auto-resolve potential. Let's go ahead and send her in. Nope, you all gotta die. I'm gonna auto-resolve. I'm happy for these tier 2 units to die, honestly. I got a free Razorback. Okay, now I need some of these units to die. I also got a Houndmaster. Now the Houndmaster I want to keep because these guys are powerful. They have the Unleash the Hound, which summons a Warhound at the start of the battle, and the Hound inflicts marked as well as sundered defense. So the Hound basically sets this guy up to murder people. It's really, really powerful. Maybe we could lose a couple of units clearing out this. No, our auto-resolve potential is just too high. That's kind of scary. And we got another Sunderer unit from that. All right. Okay, I might be snowballing too hard now. I think I might sell this guy's corpse just because I'm running up into a gold issue. Now, if you think this is going to stop me recruiting Sunderers, you've got another thing coming. The fact that my economy is tanking. Oh, here we go. This is what I was hoping for. An opportunity to meet them in the field of battle. So what do they got here? They got a couple of Berserkers, a bunch of Furies, and some Skirms and some Scouts. Well, let's go ahead and initiate honorable combat. Boom. Now, I should be able to auto-resolve my way through this and take very low losses. Yeah, perfect. We got like the auto-resolve army, man. I'm going to use my hero to put this city under siege. It'll take 2 turns. I'm going to go ahead and just do a harass the defenders to do 20 damage to enemy units at the start of the battle to make it slightly easier. Let's auto-resolve our way through this stack, hopefully losing units. Yeah, I'm okay with those losses. That's fine. We've recruited another free unit. Good God. Maybe I could use him to clear this. Auto-resolve. Okay. Now, this is what I'm talking about. I want to lose some of these units. I don't want to lose that bad, though. I know it sounds crazy to be like, I want to lose some units. But really what I mean is, I want to use them and get value out of them. All right, let's run forward with the Hound. Straight away, turn 1. Run forward with the Houndmaster. Take a shot. Really good. Perfect. And just initiate this combat as soon as possible. Get up there. Zap him. You get up here too. Get up here. Get up here. Get up in their faces and see what they do. My little doggo is dying. Where's Blaze of the Horde? Okay, I want Blaze of the Horde. You come forward. You hit him. 1, 2. Let's take the Vision of Victory to give us crit chance. Flanking attack. Flanking. Fall back to here. Blast him. You swoop around. Come forward. Throw your magic bolts to weaken them. Let's see what we do. She's probably going to try and mind control my marksman. Nice, we resisted it. That's perfect. Houndmaster died. I'll take it. Can we do a seduce? If I seduce these hunter spiders, I just win the battle. Oh, baby. That's a victory right there. Number 1 victory royale. Let's go ahead and do a Blaze of the Horde to damage these boys. These little caustic worms need to go, so let me go ahead and slap them down. Attack them for range. Boom. Very good. Birdman needs to die. Let's kill the birds. And the birds are dead. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. I think from this point on, we can just auto-resolve it. Why would you use defense mode here at this point in the game? What were you thinking? They both just went into defense mode. I don't understand. Why are my units like this? God. Anyway, this should be a fairly easy kill. All right, we mind control to finish the battle. All enemy units were defeated, and we lost 2 tier 2 units. I really need to get these bastions killed. They're too expensive to maintain. Take reward. Yeah, the fact that these guys cost 16 gold per turn to maintain, I'm just going to go ahead and despawn them. They're just too expensive for my army right now. To be at neutral gold at this early is just not good. Not when we don't even have the things that really keep our economy going, like skilled raiders, which allows our pillages to take less turns. And there's an ability here, yeah, extra gold for every war. Raising cities gives you 20%, 20 gold permanent income. You know, all these sorts of things. These are the things that we need to have before we can go down to like either neutral or negative gold. So it's a little bit too early for that level of the level that we were going to there. So we're gonna pull it back slightly. Now this hero has leveled up, but I think I don't want her to be a ranged hero, do I? You know what? The fire orb is fine. We'll leave her as a ranged hero. So what spells did she have? She has channel power, magecraft. I think I'm going to reset her because those are bad. In my opinion, she's better off being a support hero, which we have retooled her. She got battle seeker training, strength training, defensive training, restore, all the good stuff. Amulet of vitality, ring of resistance. You may as well take the heavy armor greaves. Oh no, actually those are bad. You could take the chest plate of vitality though. So she's pretty tanky, she's pretty healthy. She'll do good work for us. Let's go ahead and cast poison arrows. This is going to put a lot of pressure on our mana income. But because we have unit cost reductions, it won't be that bad. But now all of our Sunderers have a chance to poison at range. And that extra little bit of damage is just going to help us in auto-resolve. It's going to do extra passive damage. It's just going to be useful. So one of the best spells in the game, in my opinion, is Vine Prison. It summons 5 living vines. And all they do is have 10 HP. And have a very, very small chance of immobilizing enemies. But it's a really, really good control spell. The enemy has to either use AoE abilities or single target abilities to clear them out. And it's a nightmare spell to deal with. It's really, really damn good. We have breached the walls of Grottheim. This dude actually just built an outpost on my border. Like straight up dropped the outpost on my border. Not even like, oh, it's nearby. Like actually put an outpost that he plans to build a city on my border. Let us immediately obliterate this city. I'm just going to auto-resolve it. I don't care if I lose units. That's fine. Losing 2 Sunderers at this phase of the game is nothing to me. We're immediately going to begin raising this city. I'm going to spread my units out. Oh, sorry. Let me abort the raising process. First things first, we have to pillage all the remaining province improvements for money. Then we can raise the city. So now that we're going to raise the city, it'll take about 4 turns. We'll get a bunch of money for raising it, like 600 gold. We'll get another 150 gold from raising these tile improvements. Once that is complete, we will redirect everything to the war with this guy. This guy has now officially pissed me off. Congratulations, you achieved your goal. You annoyed me. Is that what you wanted? Is it really? So you found Togrock Warbringer. He had another chest plate of vitality. We don't need to clear him out yet. We could integrate this free city, so I will probably do that next turn and just get that into the fold. That'll actually save me 30 gold per turn because I'll be able to hire that hero. Right, let's integrate the city. Boom. And we will inspect the city of Slampit. Welcome into the fold, good sir. The first thing we're going to do is probably retool a whole bunch of the stuff because we need like farms, we need foresters. The AI really likes to build the special province improvements like mines and research posts and conduits and all that stuff. I'm a big fan of the basic ones because they let you build up the actual buildings, the building economy of a city really quickly. Let's clear out this dire penguin stack to make this mana node available for ourselves. Yoink. And we got a free war shaman out of that. Hey, nice. So inheriting the city of Slampit also gave us the hero Aisha Crake, who has an eagle bow. She looks like she's built to be a ranged hero. Let me scroll down here and have a look. Her ability's kind of her ass. Maybe we should turn her into a melee unit. Let's make her into a melee person. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. Go in here, reset her skills. Boom. Yeah, hell yeah. I'll give her Holy Retribution. Enemies that hit her within 3 hexes deal 5 spirit damage to the attacker. So she just reflects damage back. She has a barbed shield, which gives a chance to bleed people who melee attack her. She inflicts bleed with her melee attacks. Let's see. We could give her Bloodlust. I think poison weapons and primal mark are good starts. Then we'll take probably keen edge for a 20% crit chance. Then just 10% damage from fighting would be good. Martial expertise for another 10% damage. So she's very much so get into people's faces and do damage. And I guess I'll let her govern the city that was her home. I want to manually expand the city, thank you. Do not automatically expand. Garek the Sorcerer has also leveled up. I'm tempted to... Mass Rejuvenation is just a really good spell to keep your stacks going, really. So I got a quest for a magic material. I'll get a mystery item and a reward. Okay, so I just need to get Arcanium ore, which is this resource right here. I can annex a province with that right now. I'll pop a quarry right there to get that. Then we just need to clear this. Now, in my capital city, I'd like to build some things. My mana is okay. I'd like to keep the city growing, so I'm tempted to get the estate hall here. I could also go for the halls of war and start recruiting berserkers. The Shrine of the War God is also fantastic because it gives every battle inside this domain plus 10 morale, but also War God's aggression just gives plus 2 damage to all units built here. So this could be a good rush. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for the halls of war so we can start getting stronger units. So I cleared out a quest. I could get a free unicorn. I could get a unicorn as a mount, or I could get some mana. I'll take the mana. That'll let me play way more aggressively. I'm hoping that I can auto-combat this as well. Okay, we lost a bunch of units, but I'm willing to accept this loss of units because it will finish a quest. We did just finish Vine Prison as a spell, and now we can start getting our tier 2 tomes. Now, in terms of chaos, there's something to be said for going for the Tome of Mayhem. It'll give me plus 2 chaos affinity, as well as the Mark of Misfortune ability, which will increase the chance of my enemies of fumbling their attacks. Fumble is like negative crit. Basically, it's a chance for them to do half damage instead of 50% more. The Gremlin is actually a really good tier 2 skirmisher. It has this behind you ability, which basically just makes an enemy unit turn around. And also when it gets attacked, it teleports away. So really, really powerful and fun unit to use against your enemies. Also, getting the Mark of Misfortune on my ranged units would allow me to essentially make my enemies do less damage, which in turn makes me tankier. Now, the Tome of Revelry, on the other hand, has more about gaining morale and experience, right? We have the Revels of Carnage, which gives 30% experience bonus to your units. You have the Scald, which is capable of healing a little bit, right? Regen, but also gives haste, which makes them faster. It gives rally, which gives morale. It has the Song of Carnage, which gives strengthened and fortune in an AoE. It has the Heart of the Revel, which gives it a chance to inflict insanity on enemy units. It's a very, very good disruptive buff unit, the Scald. We also have Blood Fury weapons, which when your units kill something, they'll gain morale and strength. And also you just do a little bit more damage with all your attacks. Revels of Blood gives you morale during sieges, and then minor race transformation, all morale buffs are increased. We also get the Carnival of Flesh, which just gives you lots of food and draft, which is perfect for my build, and the Reveler's Triumph, which gives you a 20% critical hit damage increase on all your units, which could be really damn good. I think I like the Tome of Mayhem. I like the idea of the Mark of Misfortune on my skirmisher units. Being able to make enemies like fail their attacks is really, really powerful. So I'll go ahead and grab that and immediately start researching it. I am going to put this guy to the sword. I'm going to declare a justified war, which will give me a 10% global Imperium income, because it is not okay that he put an outpost on my border. We'll start the siege. We'll just do a headlong assault to get it broken just that extra turn sooner. Obviously, this isn't exactly when I wanted to do my first war, but I'm not going to shy away from a fight. I think Grottheim should burn down next turn, which will allow me to actually now settle my own city in the ruins of this city. I'm going for a very Scarbrand style gameplay. Blow up cities, then settle the ruins. Yep, there goes the city. All that is left now is the ruins. We will go ahead and rebuild that city in situ. Now let's go ahead and clear this Arcanium ore, or it's a high risk battle. Maybe I'll wait a turn to get a little bit more healing in. So, my dear enemy has decided to attack me. We should be able to win this pretty easily. Yeah, we lost 2 skirmishers. Who cares? We got 90 gold, which basically pays for those skirmishers. And I got a free Houndmaster. That's actually just straight up a benefit. Fantastic. So we have annexed the city of Centerpike. We now have magic material, and we would like to expand the city quite a bit. Let's build a quarry here to get that productivity up, and we will immediately build ourselves a shrine. I'm also going to build a farm on this magic material so we can get the workshop as well. I think the workshop will be priority. Alright, do you reckon we can clear this? We might lose a unit or two. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to clear this for the quest. The Ricochet crossbow instantly finishes 5 Sunderers. Okay. Ooh, can level up. Let's go ahead and take those 5 sorcerers finished. Sorry, 5 Sunderers, not 5 sorcerers. Let's clear this outpost. We'll raise it. It'll take 2 turns. And the never-ending flow of Sunderers has begun. And yes, this is brutal difficulty, by the way. You can see here, I am bottom rank in every category except for economy. My military ranking is low, my expansion ranking is low, my magic ranking is low. The AI is, you know, buffed, like hover over. AI, very hard. This is just the power of a chaos build where you go for mass skirmishers. Right, with the Mark of Misfortune researched, we will go ahead and start casting that immediately. This will be quite expensive to maintain. 46 mana per turn, which is more than we have. However, that should get reduced by our unit upkeep reductions. So it won't be quite as bad as it seems on paper. So Confusion is an OK siege project. I may as well research it. And I'll need to start worrying about my my mana income. As I'm starting to enhance my units, the amount of mana I spend on it will start to grow. I'd like to clear this enchanted den, if I could, and start making my way down to Thorn so I can raise that and blow it up and just get rid of all this BS that he's got flowing around my empire. Let's build a mana obelisk in the capital to bring up our mana income. My main ruler has leveled up. Remember, every time my ruler levels up, that we actually get a little bit of casting points, both in battle and on the world map. So it's quite useful to level them up. I don't think we have any more support spells that we need to level up here, nor do we have many of these. So I guess I'll just take some battle magic. Weaver could be good. Right, let's go ahead and clear this enchanted den. Growth could be blocked for 3 turns in my capital. Sure, let's take a 60% nature check here. All right, we succeeded, which will give me a better outcome. So discourage defenders, and all defenders have the violent gorging ability. We should be able to auto-combat this as far as I can tell. Perfect. And with clearing that, we get 400 mana. We could also get a Frost Wyvern as a mount. We could release it into the wild, or we could get the Obscuring Mantle, which makes your units 40% harder to hit with magical attacks. Honestly, Frost Wyvern sounds very fun. So I'm going to go ahead and take a Frost Wyvern and give it to her because she cleared the node. Good job. Right, let's keep on clearing the nodes out here. Every time we clear one of these, we'll get some rewards, like a little bit of mana and the Wand of Blizzards. We will fight our way down to the City of Thorn. Let's take part in a quest battle. Oh, one of my Sunderers actually reached the Legend rank, which gives them the Sprint ability. So they'll be able to move around the battle so much more easily. Now, the fact that they're skirmishers, they automatically have Swift and Slippery, so they don't trigger that. So I don't really know what the point of this is. I guess getting Sprint gives them Elusive, so they can ignore zones of control. That's really all it does for them. Right, let's clear out this quest battle. Perfect. And we should get a quest reward. We get a Frost Shield. I already have a Frost Shield. I could take 250 gold. That's not bad. I don't need money, or I don't need that. It could be good to have a stockpile of mana because I'm burning through mana really quickly. So having a really big stockpile until I can rebuild my income, I think, is a good move. Now, I'd love to clear this Pantheon Shrine so that I could add it to my capital. It'll count as a conduit. It'll give me 25 mana per turn, which I need. It'll also give me access to the Blessed Soul. It'll give me 2 knowledge per research post in the city domain. It is a silver ancient wonder, so I'm likely to get a really nice benefit from it too. Okay, I think this is as good a point as any to leave off this first episode. We have already begun the path of chaos, and we're about to get skilled raiders, which will allow us to pillage provinces in one less turn, get 50% more rewards from pillaging, and heal our units as they pillage. So pretty soon we're going to be running around inside enemy territory, ripping down their structures. And it'll only get more chaotic as we get towards things like war slaves, where we'll actually get population as we raise enemy cities. We'll be able to force march really cheaply around the map. We'll get just permanent gold incomes for destroying cities. We'll just straight up get resources for being in war. We'll be able to raise cities faster and get more money from raising cities and get tier 3 units when we raise a city. Now, the big thing we can get here is the right of possession when we get the Baelor. Okay, this is a tier 5 mythic demonic creature with death explosion, and more importantly, this particular Baelor will have the power from slaughter. Every time it kills a unit, it gains 1 hit point and 1 damage permanently. So it kills 10 units, and it's got 10% damage and 10 more hit points forever. This thing can literally rip down entire cities on its own when you get it strong enough. Anyway, well, that's going to be it for me for this episode. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.